Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Once again, delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn. Eddie, two press conferences today, one for Mark Castro, one for Prograis, announcing Prograis against Hooker, but I wanted to start with Mark Castro. You said at the press conference here, it's probably one of the best young prospects coming through, only 20 years old.
Yeah.
Just reiterate what you said at the press
So
conference.
when we came to America, one thing that I wanted to do, which we've done so well in the UK, is to grow young talent, develop them, take them from the pro debuts all the way to World Championships, Unified World Championships. And I started out, we signed Nikita, we signed Reshat, we signed Pacheco, Espino, Ray Ford, Ofer Jones, etc. And Amo Williams, and everyone said to me, the one you want is Mark Castro. And that's what they said 2 years ago. So I've been watching him, I've been pesting him, I've been trying to get him to turn pro. He's a 17-time national champion, he's a 2-time world youth champion, a world amateur champion.
177 and 7
and he's won titles, world championships in Russia, all around the world, and he looks like $1 million. And when I first met him back in December, I was like, oh mate, because we know how strong the Hispanic support is here. Obviously he's Mexican heritage, lives in California, and I just thought we got to have him, and I kept going, and eventually we signed him. And it's a major moment for us because now I think we have Devin Haney, who is a superstar in America already, but he's established now, and someone like Mark Castro is of that same mould. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Javonta Davis, and we've got to make sure that we keep building for the future.
Was there not an opportunity for him to go to the Olympics this year then?
Yeah, he looked at it, but also Mexican team tried to offer him a spot in the Olympics as well, and I just think, you know what I think about the Olympics right now from a boxing perspective? There seems to be so much uncertainty. I mean, right now, with the coronavirus, the Olympics might not even take place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think one of the problems is, when you look at the Olympics and that 4-year period is, you could commit yourself to that 4-year period and it can get taken away from you with a bad decision, with a qualifying process. He was ill for one qualifying process, and it's like, I think he just looked at the state of the game right now and went, you know what? I'm going to jump in with a great contract, boxing all over the world, and this is my time to make it happen and become a great. And the thing is, we're the only promotional company, we're the only true global promotional company who's got TV deals in different territories. You've got Top Rank only promote shows in America, and if they promote a show in the UK, they team up with us or they team up with Frank or whatever. You've got Frank Warren, who only does shows in America, in the UK.
Yeah.
And if he ever does anything anywhere else, it's in association with. So we're the only truly global promotional outfit who are doing shows in the UK, who are doing shows in America, who are doing shows in Italy, in Spain, in Saudi Arabia, in France, in Monaco. And what it means for these guys is, we were sitting down mapping out his schedule earlier, and I said, I think we'll start you here on the Prograis-Hooker card, then I think I'll box you on the AJ card at Spurs in front of 70,000 people. Then I'll take you to Saudi in July. You can box out there. Then I'd like you to box you in Spain and Italy as well. And he's like, so really,
that's not bad for you.
With us as well. When you're navigating your way around the sharks, one thing that people don't know is, in boxing, there are so many bad people. And when I say bad people, not people that you wouldn't want to have a beer with, or people that, are going to go out and commit a major crime outside of the financial world. But there's people that don't have any money. There's people that give promises they can't keep. There's people that don't pay fighters. There's people that take 6 months to pay fighters. So when we come along, we are 100% legit. We deliver every promise that we tell you we're going to deliver. We pay you every penny we tell you we're going to deliver, and we pay you on time. You can map out your career, you can map out your life. This sport is difficult enough without having to phone people, chase money, when's it coming, get shafted on a contract. You fought for this title, well done, you've extended for 5 years. You've got to navigate your way around the sharks, and that's what Mark Castro's done. He's put his faith in us. And every time I sit down with any young fighter, I say to them, this game ain't easy, but we will make it so easy for you to get to the top. We will navigate a path that if you are good enough, you will get there. So these fighters that join us know the only person that can stop them getting to the top is them. If they're not good enough, they won't make it. But when they're putting the hard hours in of graft in the gym, you will know that I will deliver every promise that I've given you, and I will give you every chance to achieve greatness. If you ain't good enough, you won't make it. And that's so important for a young fighter. And this kid's going to have every opportunity to go on and be a pound for pound great. If he's not good enough, he won't be. But if he's got the goods, and I believe he has, he's going to go right the way to the top.
You basically broke it down what you did with the 2012 British Olympians. That's the same what you're going to do with the American guys you've got coming through. You listed like Ammo Williams and stuff like that as well. I want to just go on to Prograis-Hooker.
Yeah.
Great fight. We've seen Prograis against Josh Taylor, a fight that you promoted. You said yourself was probably one of, if not the fight of the year last year. How excited are you for this fight?
I'm really excited for this fight. Before I go on to that fight, I just want to just talk about what you said previously about fighters coming out of the Olympics. In 2012, when we started signing fighters, sort of even before that, we got a lot of criticism for people saying, well, from other promoters, what fighter have they ever taken from the debut to the World Championship? But I'd only been doing it for like 2 years, so I didn't have the opportunity to do it. When the 2012 Olympics and that team around it came about, we signed what I felt was the best crop of young fighters, maybe ever, from a GB podium squad. You know, Martin Wald, Gamal Yafai, Scotty Cardle, Callum Smith, Luke Campbell, Anthony Joshua. Cal Yafai, I didn't say him already. And we took 3 of those from the professional debut to World Championship. In some cases to Unified Championship, in some cases to Ring Magazine Championship, in Cal Yafai and Callum Smith and Anthony Joshua. With Luke Campbell, we took him to 2 World Championship shops, and I believe we will take him to a World Championship this year as well. In the 2016 Rio Olympics, similar kind of thing. We signed some of the best young fighters. Joshua Buatsi, Josh Kelly, Joe Caldina, Kez Ashfaq. You know, these top fighters coming through from that team. And they will follow suit. Josh Kelly, I believe, can be a world champion. Joshua Buatsi nailed on to be a world champion. Joe Caldina, who I think is a superstar waiting to happen as well. We have exactly the right model for these young Olympians coming off the podium squad to get to the very top. And I'm excited to see Tokyo and what happens with those fighters. You know, there's 3 or 4 fighters I've particularly got my eye on that I know we can take all around the world, make them stars and give you every opportunity to become champions, because we've got the blueprint, we've got the broadcast partners, we've got the team in place. So that's that. On to this one. This is exactly what you want in boxing. So sometimes fights where you think they make so much sense but they'll never happen. That was this. So for me, I was like, fuck, imagine Prograis against Hooker. And Regis Prograis came to the Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas press conference to kind of call out Mikey Garcia. And I went to him, hey, pipe down, why don't you fight Maurice Hooker? And he went, yeah, no problem. I went, really? Phoned up Dino Duva and he went, we'll have that fight. And next thing, you know, you've got a fight between, you've got the best fight in the division taking place. And we know that Ramirez Taylor's a good fight. But unfortunately, through no fault of their own, they've both got 2, say poor fights, but 2 one-sided fights. They deserve them, by the way. You know, they've had a good run. So right now, these guys can just force their way back into the limelight in a great 50-50 fight that the fans just love, because you've seen the response on social media. So this is what boxing should be about. One guy who's just coming off a fight of the year unification in Regis Prograis, jumping straight back into a 50-50. You know, Mo boxed Jose Ramirez. He had his little comeback fight, but he's jumping straight in. So this is what you want. You know, guys say, I don't want a warm-up fight. Give me the biggest fight possible. And there was a lot of networks trying to get this fight, and I'm pleased to land it. April 17th, it's going to be a big night.
I know as a promoter, you love shit talk, you love trash talk, and it seems like, well, Regis said he was tired, they didn't have any of his boys with him, it was just him and Mo's posse or whatever you want to call them, gang, I don't know, started piping up.
Yeah, it's good, but you've also got the 2 teams. You know, Lou DiBella, he's so confident that Regis wins his fight by knockout. Bomac told me this is a complete one-sided fight. So I love that, but there's so much on the line. And it's like they can take the fight and they can think it's an easy fight, but as the fight draws closer, they start thinking to themselves, shit, if I lose this fight, I'm actually in trouble. You know, and that's the pressures of this fight. But this is prize fighting, and this is a great fight that the fans will appreciate. Win or lose, the fans will respect the loser of this fight. This ain't going to be one-sided. It's going to be an absolute war, complete 50-50 war. And you know, that's what we're trying to do at the moment. I'm trying to focus more on, rather than having a big name and paying them a load of money and then not having the money to get them in a good fight, which is so much of what you see nowadays, and I've been guilty of it in the past. I'm trying to make more sort of main event 50-50 fights. So, you know, look at Quigg against Carroll next week, great example of that. And even someone said to me, oh, is that main event? It's like, yeah, it's a fucking great fight. You've got 2 guys who are even money. One's a former world champion who tried to unify. One's a guy who lost for a world title. Isn't that what you want? This fight, Prograis against Hooker, complete 50-50 fight. Josh Kelly against Avanisi, complete 50-50 fight. We've got to put these fights, we've got to give them the profile of main event status to see if we can unearth stars. And that's particularly what Josh Kelly Avanesyan is about. Because we could have put that fight on a pay-per-view undercard at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, give him the fucking O2. Give him the platform. Josh Kelly, you look like a superstar. You may be a
Time to
superstar.
prove it, yeah.
Let's see it. You deliver it on this stage as main event, you're going to the next level. So there it is, son. This is what I'm saying about what we deliver for these guys. It's there for you. If you are good enough, we will take you to the promised land.
Me?
Not you, you're shit.
Just touch on this. We
Yeah.
just said after the Josh Taylor fight, he was thinking about going up to 147.
Yeah.
Most toyed with the idea of going up to 147. The winner of this fight, do they go on and face the winner of this fight, Mikey Garcia?
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to fight Mikey Garcia, right? Because one, he's just a fucking legend,
Yeah.
and and Devin Haney wants to fight him, Manny Pacquiao wants to fight him, these guys want to fight him. This fight's at 143. Interestingly, Mo was going to go at 47. He's staying down to fight this guy. Both guys are up for just the biggest fights out there. So, the winner of this fight could go up, fight Terence Crawford, fight Spence at 47, could stay at 40, could fight Mikey Garcia, could fight Devin Haney. Who knows? So, but you've just got, what I love about Mikey Garcia is, when I sat down with him, he went to me, yeah, look, I'm going to move on because I've been offered some fights and it's just like, they're shit fights, they're too easy. I went, too easy? I went, well, when does a fighter ever turn down an easy fight? He said, I don't want an easy fight. So I offered him Jesse Vargas, I offered him Kell Brook, I offered him Regis Prograis at the time, I offered him someone else, and he went, yeah, any of them. And I went, you got a preference? He went, well, whatever one's easiest to make. So, he just loves it. He's got so much confidence and belief. I cannot wait for Garcia Vargas on Saturday. It's going to be fucking litty.
That's why I've came from Vegas for you. It's a great card like you. You said yourself it's the best card you've ever put on, so I'm looking forward to it. I just want to get your quick thoughts on Josh Taylor. He's announced that he's going to be trained by Ben Davison.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that matchup?
The training matchup.
Yeah.
I think Ben Davison is a very good trainer. In fact, I was just said in another interview, I really hope that we see the emergence of some great young trainers, because you kind of got the older school trainers now who aren't even old, but it's like Rob McCracken, Tony Sims,
Booth.
Joe Gallagher, Adam Booth, even Dave Caldwell who's like in the middle, and then you've got Shane McGuigan who's almost becoming one of the older trainers now, and then you've got the likes of Ben Davison, great trainer, Andy Lee, underrated, great job with Tyson Fury. I really hope he becomes a trainer as well. Darren Barker, Kevin Mitchell, fighters that Anthony Crolla, who have just recently retired, Tony Bellew. To be a trainer, it kind of sounds great and all that, but the commitment these guys put in, like Joe Gallagher drives me fucking mental at times. One thing you can never knock is his work ethic and his passion for his fighters and the work that he puts in. Tony Sims, he's opening up that gym at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. He's in there on Christmas Day training Martin Wald, right? It's not an easy job, and I think some fighters will struggle to give that kind of commitment. But these guys that I'm mentioning have got such great boxing brains, they've got so much to give back to the sport. And it's a lucrative job, by the way, if you get the right stable of fighters. Yeah. And I really hope we see that emergence over time, because I believe that great young trainers will breed great young talent. And I really want to see the emergence of academies and boxing excellences, if you like. Yeah. Yes, for grassroots, but also for pros. I want those people to come out. Shane McGuigan's got his place down in Kent now with all the good facilities, stuff like that. I want to see Andy Lee, open up some kind of big excellence academy in Ireland. I don't know, but just try and take it to the next level and try and produce these camps that we see. Abel Sanchez in Big Bear, John David Jackson in Miami. Yeah. They've got these great setups that are delivering. Robert Garcia in Oxnard, right? They've got tens of fighters that are bubbling through when you're unearthing great stars. I know, Wildcard, another good example. But we haven't really got that. We've got Gallagher's gym, we've got Matchroom gym, but we need more of those kind of gyms,
Just piggybacking off that with the young guys going through, I've seen you having breakfast with a young promoter, Lee Eaton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on
I've known Lee for a long time. Obviously, we've got loads of fighters who we have with MTK that fight on our shows. What they're doing on a smaller hall scale is brilliant. I like the opportunities they're giving other fighters on smaller hall shows. Well, they're not even small hall shows anymore. I mean, they used to be, but now they're getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, with the Golden contract as well, we work with Lee. I've known Lee Eaton for, probably not far off 10 years.
Wow.
He's local to me. He's a proper grafter. He's fucking hilarious as well. And he's good mates with Kev Mitchell and those boys who I've got a great relationship as well. And he's a grafter, and I like grafters. So any way we can help, any way we can bounce ideas off each other, fantastic.
I want to go break away from this card and Dallas. I want to just a little bit on Tyson Fury and Wilder again. The pay-per-view numbers from Mike Coppinger and his sources say it was around 800,000 buys, around that thing. What's your thoughts on that? Good or bad?
Well, it's terrible for the business, because not the business, but the business, because their break-even point was 1.1 million. I mean, what sort of business are you operating where a break-even point is a number that I don't think is even, an achievable number? I said before, this does 700,000 or 800,000 buys. That's a good, solid number for this fight. But everybody, I mean, the money that Fox and ESPN put in terms of ad space and airtime, it ain't good news. But one thing you're seeing is streaming numbers. I think it was like 350,000 streams or something through ESPN Plus. It shows you that more people are digesting content via streams. I think Fox only did 50,000 pay-per-view buys, which is madness. But one of the problem is there are so many illegal streams now when the price becomes unbearable to the customer. Right? And one thing I'll tell you about illegal streams is people think that it's clever. It's illegal, by the way. That's why it's called an illegal stream. But people think that it's clever. Oh, I've got an illegal stream. Yeah. You're taking money out of the fighters' pockets. On pay-per-views, the money goes to the fighters. Don't think it's affecting me, because it's not. It might be a tiny bit, but not compared to what it's affecting the fighter. But the thing is about illegal streams is, if your price point's £19.99, and you're thinking to yourself, I can sit down. Another thing I'll go on about is the undercard. Because you've got to give value for 5 or 6 hours for the night. You've got to sell to the customer an experience where you can sit down, you can watch World Championship boxing, great young fighters, 50-50 fights, and then build into the main event. Not there's a main event and I don't even know who's on the undercard. So when it's £19.95, you can say to the customer, sit down, it's great value all night, you're going to watch it in beautiful high definition without some thing popping up saying, come and watch this geezer have sex with this old lady or something like that, or whatever it is, and you can just enjoy the show. When it's £65 or £60, like the American pay-per-view, that's going to encourage illegal streaming, because that's a lot of money, right? So I think what you're seeing is, I would believe that the illegal streams from that particular show were through the roof, because people don't want to pay 60 quid, 65 quid anymore. They're sick and tired of it. And what DAZN are doing with the £99 annual subscription, like, that's virtually what you're paying for one pay-per-view night otherwise. And I think more and more people are trying to stream. So on the illegal streams, just understand that you're actually depriving a fighter of money. But more importantly, at £19.95, do you really want to fire up an illegal stream where it keeps popping off and there's streams behind, and actually you're watching something that happened 4 minutes ago, and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So just, you can sit down and enjoy it. No one wants to pay the money, Andy. I understand that. Boxing fans don't want to pay £20 to watch a show, but that's how it is, and it's unavoidable to create certain fights. We know that now. But keep the price point within that range. Once you start getting too greedy, and I just can't believe, I've got a friend of mine from London who's moved to America, and he's buying the pay-per-views, and he's like, hey, it makes me feel sick. It's like $80. But it's become like the norm of fight fans, that's what it is. I don't even see people moaning about the price over here, to be honest with you. But maybe because there's that, yeah, they are, but maybe it's just because there's not that many customers. Normal pay-per-views, like the Crawford ones, are doing like 50,000, 100,000, so no one's really moaning, because no one's buying it. But, if the break-even point for that fight was 1.1 million, and they've done 750,000 buys, which is apparently the new number, someone's taken a gigantic bath and done their absolute conkers. So, and you shouldn't be doing your conkers on a fight like that. It's like one of the biggest fights in boxing. So the business, again, is fundamentally flawed if you have the wrong model. Luckily, not all of us have the wrong model, me old son.
I echo that, Eddie. Finally, before I let you go, because Fionn's behind me, lovely Fionn's behind me, doing an interview with you. Umar done a great interview with Big John Fury. I know you're probably not going to disagree with John.
I would never disagree with John Fury. I'm not sleeping, he's going to ruin my life.
Yes.
And he wants $500 million
Your thoughts
for
on
the
that?
fight. Well, one is, he obviously don't want to fight if he wants $500 million. 2 is I'm sleeping extra well, as you can see. I'm incredibly handsome. And
You're full of life
3
this morning, this
is what's the other one? He's going to ruin my life.
Yeah.
I hope he don't ruin my life. I think this is going to be a great build-up. It's only 50-50 whether John Fury will actually chin me in the build-up to this fight. What do you mean, please? Listen, John Fury's only got a sneeze and he'd knock me out. He can't beat me up. I'm a little private schoolboy.
You're 6 feet. You're quite big.
Don't matter. He's a fucking animal. He can fight. The only thing me and John Fury got in common is we love our family, and family is everything.
So that's your get-up thing. If he does come on hard at you, and he's
Oh, John, our family's everything. He's ultra passionate about his son, and I love that because I'll be the same way about my son. You know, and it's almost like your son, you know, your family, your flesh and blood can do no wrong. Do you know what I mean? If you heard my dad talking about me, he would tell you I'm the greatest promoter of all time. He's never seen anything like it.
Dino said that about you?
Yeah, but and John will say the same thing about Tyson. But one thing I will say is he's been saying it for a long time before Tyson achieved anything, and now Tyson's become a 2-time world champion, great performance. So he's walking a walk. So the big message to John Fury is, please don't hurt me. I love you, John.
Well, I think the build-up is going to be great. If that fight is made, you and John Fury going at it.
I know.
As long as you say, like, put a contract, don't hit me, John.
I'll just say before I start, John, please don't hit me. But John Fury knows boxing. John Fury knows boxing. I just think AJ wins.
Well, I'll end it there. As always, thank you for this TV and catch up with you soon. Thanks, Eddie.